Try to make sure the balance is right. Jab, 2 times, and like this. Then I start going this way. Jab.
Swing to the side. Turn. Yeah, you're up in the air.
It's like, it's always gonna be somebody older than somebody in this life. You're never gonna be the youngest and you're never gonna be the oldest. And so you have an example on both sides that, you know, if you don't pay attention and you don't know you well to...
Mike Tyson is training relentlessly under the guidance of Evander Holyfield, sharpening his boxing fundamentals and refining his footwork in preparation for a showdown with Floyd Mayweather Jr. With unwavering discipline, focus, and intensity, he is soaking in every lesson and tactical detail the former champion passes on.
Then you step to the right, and you try to make a complete circle. And it's just all about making the circle and go back here just...
In camp, Mike Tyson puts Evander Holyfield's advice into action with fierce determination, displaying quicker hands, crisper footwork, and a visible respect for the veteran's wisdom and championship pedigree throughout every session.
Concentrating, making sure you got a good midsection, you got to tighten that stomach up.
Evander Holyfield believes that Mike Tyson competing at this age isn't nearly as dangerous as critics claim. According to him, fear only takes shape if you give it power, but true courage is what ultimately brings the fight to life.
Allow myself to be afraid. I'm to make at any given time, anything. Whether I know how to do it or not. You know, the Bible said, "Fear not." It's up to you to fear. That's a choice. It's not that you have to, but in any situation, when it comes down, when you really want to do something real well, you know, fear is just right there, like that, ready to catch you if you heed to it. When you're young, you make mistakes, and when you're older, you make mistakes. Sometimes people forget about when you get older. But you know, you have a choice to make. You know, it's a choice you have to make, and you have to be honest with yourself. When honesty comes from yourself, then...
Mike Tyson grinds tirelessly in camp, taking in every drill with sharp focus on precision, power, and explosive speed, driving himself to the limit, sweat flying, determination blazing, and an unstoppable mindset fueling every single session.
Theater that Corbin, Mike, he's like, yeah, he said the right name. I was like, God, I could never get him. I could never get him.
Evander Holyfield declares, Mike Tyson, once a champion, always a champion. That fire never leaves him. The heart, the spirit, the relentless warrior within will always burn.
You ain't got nothing to look to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my turn now. How about that? That's what ultimately, when you say the world champ, you don't want to send somebody else across the street saying, I'm the champ too.
Mike Tyson unleashes raw power during mid-work in camp, every punch thudding with authority and precision. His footwork remains razor-sharp, sweat spraying with each explosive exchange, his focus locked in, and his strength surging with every strike he throws.
Yeah, you're up in the air. Look where you are. Yeah, look where you are. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, baby.
Nice one, Mike. Nice one, Mike. Sit roll. Sit roll. What's the best one? Good, good. Best one, coach. Good.
Oh, man, there you go, man. Turn the best one.
Roll up, man. Hey, push on, hey. Isso, that's it. Roll. Push on. Boy.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Look where your left hook is when you finish, Mike.
Joe and Gene Kilroy motivates Mike Tyson throughout training camp, elevating his confidence and driving him to push beyond his limits with renewed intensity.
What is that? It's just like that.
You did more workouts than what I seen you than the whole time you fought Lennox Lewis. Am I right or wrong?
Different era, brother.
Joe and Gene Kilroy ignites Mike Tyson during heavy bag drills, applauding his power, demanding greater intensity, reinforcing belief, and fueling the grit, speed, ambition, and championship mentality driving every strike.
When he left the fuck alone.
You gotta really believe that.
That's all I ever lived for. That's all I ever lived for.
Doubt should be eliminated. You should be a doubt annihilator.
My mentor even looked at that little man and I said, I want you all. I told him, I want you all. You be careful what you wish for.
You kill people in the ring, you should kill doubt in your mind and in your soul and your heart.
Mike Tyson steps into the fight with unwavering confidence, fully convinced he remains the greatest of all time, carrying an unshakable champion's mindset into every punch and movement.
Crazy.
Only 12. That's all we want. To the middle. 1, 2, 3,
A little slow on the way down.
4. There we go. 9. One more.
Slow.
10. No problem. Great set. Best set yet. Final ring. Last one, Mike. Nice and strong. 30 times. Touch and go. 1, 2. Here we go. 3, 4. Nice. 5. Yes, sir. 6, 7.
Strong.
8. Strong. 9. Got this.
Let's go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. 8, 9. One more. Yeah. Nice work, Mike. Yes, sir.
Mike Tyson powers through heavy dumbbell exercises, developing raw strength, endurance, and explosive power with every controlled rep.
And he was severely undersized at 154. Floyd Mayweather was a guy that fought in the 130s to start his career and then fought up as high as 160 maybe. Floyd Mayweather was a small guy. He's now going to fight Mike Tyson, who is the heavyweight champion in the world. I respect these two men so great a degree that it's hard for me to almost make negative statements about them. But I think that our job as talking heads is to tell you the truth, regardless of how much you admire someone or the applause and adulation you have for them. You got to tell them the truth. I don't get this. I don't get.
Daniel Cormier recently shared his perspective on the exhibition between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr., highlighting how strikingly unusual the matchup looks on paper. He pointed out the dramatic physical contrast. Tyson forged his legacy as a dominant heavyweight, while Mayweather built his career in much lighter divisions, starting around 130 pounds, and even as he moved up, never approaching the heavyweight realm.
Great wife that helps him manage all those things, made a boatload of money to fight Jake Paul last year. It's not a money play. Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's...
Daniel Cormier explained that the stark difference in physical size alone is enough to grab attention. He believes the matchup captivates because it contrasts refined technical mastery with raw heavyweight power. One fighter built his reputation overwhelming opponents with sheer force, while the other crafted a legacy through precision, timing, and defensive intelligence. Cormier also emphasized that their careers unfolded under completely different conditions, shaped by separate generations and distinct styles of opposition. One rose to fame with explosive finishes that shocked audiences, the other perfected control and ring IQ to outthink challengers. This sharp stylistic divide, combined with the physical gap, generates genuine intrigue and fuels ongoing debates about how such contrasting strengths might clash.
Mike Tyson makes the money to give to his kids. Floyd makes the money to show us, right? Let them make their money. Why not? It's an exhibition style. They got history. They don't like each other. They are two of the biggest imposing figures in boxing history. Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, and Muhammad Ali. Right? So they gonna make a lot of money. A lot of people gonna tune in and they gonna watch it. They don't like each other. So even though it's an exhibition style, you best believe it's not gonna count against their actual record, but it's a real fight. And Mike Tyson is not going to hold.
While high-profile exhibition bouts featuring retired champions often attract criticism, many observers take a more understanding perspective. From this viewpoint, veteran fighters returning to the spotlight aren't tarnishing their legacy. They're choosing to capitalize on years of sacrifice and disciplined effort. Combat sports require extraordinary physical and mental dedication, often starting in childhood and continuing through grueling years of competition. Supporters note that professional fighting careers are generally brief compared to most other professions, making these opportunities a natural extension of a fighter's journey.
This is going to be a real fight. Once it's exhibition style, so it won't count against their box rec, and it's not sanctioned by a commission or any of that or that. But you best believe they're going to want to. So they're going to make a lot of money. And it's going to be entertaining because they don't like each other. There's bad blood. They're going to let them fly. And neither one of them wants to go home saying they lost to the other one. Mike Tyson has been, making passes at trying to... He wanted to hit Floyd at the WBC convention. Remember that famous epic moment where he walks up past Floyd and he's receiving his belt and he just flinches at Floyd. And Floyd don't budge. You're just looking at him, right? Mike Tyson always say he a scared little man walking around.
The opportunity to earn significant income at the top level can vanish rapidly due to age, injuries, or changing promotional landscapes. If well-known names can still captivate audiences in a controlled exhibition, many see it as a practical choice rather than a desperate one. There's also a strong argument for personal autonomy. Veteran athletes know the risks better than anyone, having endured intense training camps and championship pressure throughout their careers. They fully understand what participation demands. For many, these events offer a chance to celebrate their legacy, secure financial stability, and engage one last time with the fans who have supported them throughout their journey.
So rights holders. They hold the global rights to HBO World Championship Boxing and a number of other Comcast events. Basically, their business is they lease out the rights for footage to old fights to different networks, and it is a bit weird to see them involved in a fight which I would have to assume the cost would be close to 9 figures to stage. It's just honestly puzzling, but seeing there's apparently more information about broadcast partnerships to come.
One of the most striking talking points about the upcoming exhibition between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr. is their ages. Tyson is nearing 59, while Mayweather is 48, placing both well beyond the typical prime of professional fighters. In a sport where reflexes, stamina, and recovery are crucial, age naturally becomes a key concern. Boxing's physical demands are relentless. Speed diminishes over time, durability can wane, and the body needs longer to recover from punishing exchanges. Even with both athletes maintaining remarkable conditioning, stepping into the ring at this stage carries undeniable risk.
Now, exhibitions are a thing we've seen throughout the history of boxing. It's nothing new. Even the great Ali ended up in odd exhibitions for big paydays. Yet what Paul Tyson showed is you can take a fighter like Tyson, who doesn't have much left to give, and whip up a promotion to make the public believe he's back in his prime, and as a result do some of the biggest numbers seen in the last decade. The quality of the fight itself doesn't matter because, hey, you're already watching. And at a guess, that's exactly what they're gonna try to do here. In the press release, they didn't really talk about how great of a fight it's gonna be, rather how robust their promotional campaign will be, with weekly
An age gap of over a decade adds a compelling layer to the matchup, sparking questions about reflexes, conditioning, and the ability to sustain energy and pace through multiple rounds. As fighters grow older, timing, reaction speed, and sharpness naturally decline, while endurance can become unpredictable under the intense pressure of the spotlight. Yet, years of experience provide a vital counterbalance. Decades spent honing ring IQ, tactical awareness, and emotional composure in high-stakes situations help offset some of the physical limitations that come with age. Even with these advantages, the advanced stage of both athletes' careers ensures this exhibition is more than mere spectacle. It offers a rare chance to witness resilience, adaptability, and longevity, giving fans an extraordinary look at how elite fighters navigate the challenges of aging while performing at the pinnacle of combat sports.
To the ring, and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. You know, for a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old. And if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and X, Y, Z. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing. But now they're stepping into this exhibition. There's not going to be any weight classes, obviously. And there's not going to be really any winner to this. And I think we're all going to lose. I think us, the fans, are going to lose a big time. Because, again, I told you guys years ago that there is a certain brand of combat sports that does.
Wade Plemons recently voiced serious concerns about the proposed exhibition between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr. He noted that comparing Tyson to Muhammad Ali can feel disrespectful, particularly given Tyson's long-standing admiration for Ali and his refusal to claim superiority. Plemons also highlighted that the two legends competed in entirely different weight divisions during their primes, making any hypothetical matchup unrealistic in a sanctioned bout.
Tell you that there are certain fights that just shouldn't happen. Evander Holyfield should not have been fighting Vitor Belfort on whatever that triad promotion was. I think it was on Triller, and he looked awful because he was in his 60s, and Vitor got to say he knocked down and knocked out Evander Holyfield. And everybody knows that in Evander Holyfield's prime, he would have done work to Vitor Belfort in boxing. Same with this right here. This never would have been a prime for prime matchup. It would have made no sense to have happened. But if it did, Mike Tyson at 215 pounds, should he land at all on Floyd Mayweather, was going to send him to a different stratosphere. Now, again, we understand the reasoning behind this, and I want both guys to get paid, but this is going to be sad. And this is why I said sometimes you need to preserve your legacy. And I know Floyd says, legacy don't pay my bills, and clearly he's got a lot.
He cautioned that exhibitions without official weight limits or meaningful stakes risk tarnishing the legacy of legendary fighters. Drawing on history, he referenced a bout between Evander Holyfield and Vitor Belfort under the Triller banner, noting how uncomfortable it was to watch a former champion compete far past his prime. In his view, such events allow younger or fresher opponents to claim victories that would never have happened in a true prime versus prime matchup. While Plemons acknowledged the financial incentives behind these spectacles and understood fighters seeking late career paydays, he stressed that preserving legacy should sometimes outweigh profit. Fans, he argued, may ultimately feel let down watching aging legends move cautiously in what resembles a controlled sparring session rather than a meaningful contest.